The question is that the motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Dawson.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And I thank the member for Canning for moving this important motion in the House, which highlights how important it is for the government to encourage the growth of our Australian Defence Force. The ADF is extremely important to Australians. Knowing we have a strong and capable Defence Force makes Australians feel safe and secure. It ensures our freedom, which as Australians we are proud and thankful for. The previous coalition government had foresight and committed to growing the Australian Defence Force to ensure Australians' readiness for our ever-changing world. To meet this commitment, there must be a net growth of 1,000 new recruits per year. Currently, we're sitting at a rate of just 300. With these stats in mind, it makes me wonder, why is it that not more young people aren't considering employment in the Australian Defence Force? It isn't because patriotism is lost. Just look at the youth attendance at our Anzac Day, Remembrance Day and Vietnam Veterans Day services, with crowd numbers increasing year on year. Every Australian has a connection with a veteran in some way. But we must look after our dedicated men and women once they return home. Anyone who is considering joining the Australian Defence Force knows that their life will change. They know that they might see or have to do something unthinkable. They know it's a high-risk industry and there is a possibility for injury, emotional scarring and even death. But what these men and women don't know is will they and their families have the support and services they need upon returning home. Before the 2022 election, the Coalition committed to much-needed funding for veterans in my region, with $5 million secured for an RSL facility in Mackay and a wellness centre at Kitchen Dam. This was cut in Labor's October budget. These vital services are a must-have for my people and the surrounding region. We have too many veterans feeling the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder with no support whatsoever. Local legend Keith Payne, VC, AM, who fought in Vietnam War, explained, "It's either suicide or going crook at the family. Something's got to give." Keith dedicated his whole life to our nation. He was posted to the 2nd Battalion, Royal Australian Regiment back in 1951, and since then has served our country with dignity and honour. In the Vietnam War, he spent 3 hours searching for wounded troops, all while defending from incoming Vietnamese soldiers. When asked whether he was afraid, Keith said, "My God, yes. Yes, I was." People like Keith and his family need support services available to them, no matter where they choose to live. There is almost 4,000 vets like Keith in the Mackay region alone. How can we stand here and expect the next generation to serve when they can clearly see that our veterans are not even granted basic support services? And this is after they've put their bodies on the line for our country. If we want to see more young guns joining the ranks, and we do, we need to show them that we treat our past servicemen and women with respect and honour and look after them when they return home. At the end of the day, our vets are the heart and soul of our nation. They are the reason we are the lucky country, the reason we enjoy our freedom, the reason we sit back, have a beer and fire up the barbie on Saturday and enjoy our Aussie way of life. Deputy Speaker, to build our ADF, the next generation need to know that we will support them. Support will be available to them when they return to their shores, when their service is done. Without the support and the services, some veterans may feel suicide is the only way out of their trauma and suffering. We cannot wait any longer. I urge the Labor government to get the vets of Dawson the support that they deserve. They have fought for our country.